Hi there, welcome to my art video. My name is Dee and today I'm going to be painting your original characters. Well, my subscribers' original characters. Are you a subscriber? I'd love to do more videos like this one, so if you have an original character you'd like me to draw, I'll have my email address down in the description box, so you can feel free to send me a photo of your character and maybe a brief description if you have one, and I will put them on the list for videos to come. The first OC I'm painting is Cherrity, and Cherrity was sent to me by Gracie Dillon, so thank you, Gracie, and let's get started. For this art piece, I'm going to be using my Artsy watercolor sketchbook and my schmincke watercolors. These watercolors are so great, they're super creamy and I love the colors. There's just one little thing that I don't really care about for them. They're pretty expensive and the little pans slide around in the tin, and I'm sure there's a way I could figure out to get them to not slide around, but it seems kind of like a silly problem to have for such an expensive product. I mean, they're really great watercolors, that's literally the only con that I have, but I'm just saying my cheap watercolors don't do that. I did my sketch digitally and then transferred it to my sketchbook so I could paint it with watercolors. I love the design of this character, her color scheme and her cheery expression were just all so cute. I'm just starting here by blocking in some base colors. I want the undertone of her skin to be warm, so I'm putting down a red color, just where the majority of the darker colors will fall. And I'm trying to avoid any of the highlight areas, because with watercolors, usually you want to let the white of the paper shine through as the highlight. It's something that I'm trying to teach myself to do better, and so I really attempted to do that with this piece. Her hair is a really pretty dark blonde color, so I put a yellow goldish color as the base tone, and then later I'll build that up with dark browns for shadows. I think at some point in the painting her hair starts looking a little bit more on the orange side, so I do end up painting over it again with some yellow just to kind of bring it back to that color, but I think I get there eventually. Cherrity has a really beautiful dark skin tone, and I don't feel like I captured it as well as I could have. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is actually my third attempt at this painting. I'd love to show you the previous two attempts, but I believe that they are now ashes floating through the wind because they were ripped up and we burnt our trash. So, they're gone. But I was determined to do this and to do it well because I wanted to do Gracie and Cherrity justice. It's such a cute character, and I had a really cool idea as far as the pose I wanted to put her in and really try to paint her in a semi-realistic style, which is what I'm trying to go for. And something that's pretty widely known with watercolors, I mean, some people might not know it, but watercolors dry lighter than what they appear when you first apply them when they're wet. So the color that you're putting down when it's wet is not necessarily the color that it's going to be. Well, not color, shade. It's not the shade that it's going to be. Value? Tone? I'm still learning all this stuff, but basically if I put down a dark brown color, it's going to dry as a lighter brown because that's just how watercolor works. Maybe I just haven't learned the right technique yet to get it to dry the exact color that I want it, but I know that what happened on my previous painting attempts on this piece was that on one I used too many layers and it just got really bad, and on the second one I did less layers but there was more paint to water ratio and it was bad. So this one I just really try to take my time and think about what I was doing. Hair is probably easily one of my favorite things to paint. It's like you can just add brush stroke after brush stroke and it starts looking like hair. It's just like a weird way to describe it, but that's just how my brain works. I did like the background in the original painting, so I went ahead and kept that. Did a nice pink background with some white polka dots. I think it really added to the visual interest of the background without detracting from the character in any way. You know, she still pops off the page. The way I drew Cherrity here is pretty close to what I really want to emulate, but this is a bit more on the realistic side that I want to portray. I want it to be more semi than realistic, if that makes sense. This is one of my favorite parts in this piece. Have you ever seen those makeup looks where it's like a very bold graphic eyeliner? It's just like a very bold color in just like one like little, how many times can I say like? It's just one line across the eye in a shape. Maybe it's a wing shape, maybe it's like a butterfly wing or whatever, but it's super cute and super pretty. So I thought I would do a bold gold eye look here. And I really wish it would have turned out a little bit brighter than it did. I did try to put down some white paint first and then put the yellow gold paint on top so that the color would have a bit more of a chance to stand out and be bright. I do wish it would have turned out a little bit brighter, but I still really like it. The pose that I went for here is like she's holding her phone like she's taking a mirror selfie, holding her phone up to the mirror, and you can tell that she's looking in the mirror, but she's probably looking at the camera lens of her. This is me holding a phone. She's holding the phone like this, and she's looking in the mirror, but she's looking in the camera. You guys probably know how to take a mirror selfie. This is what happens when I don't have a full script written out. So you guys get it. She's taking a mirror selfie. So anyway, the point I wanted to get to was that since I was able to include her hand in this pose, I was able to give her some funky green nail polish, which also goes along with her color scheme. But for her phone case, what I really wanted to do was a fun design of cherries. And so digitally, when I was doing my sketch, I drew one little pair of cherries. A pair of cherries, and then I duplicated those cherries, and then I duplicated them again, and I put them all in a little row, and then I duplicated the row, and then I flipped the row horizontally and stacked it on top. And then I duplicated that row and flipped the next one horizontally, and I just kept doing that until I had a little staggered cherry pattern, and then I just made it to fit inside the phone case. And I also have the color of the phone peeking through by the little camera area being a yellowish gold, so it also is cohesive with the rest of her color scheme. And yeah, I thought that turned out really cute. I like that design, and I thought the way I designed the phone case actually really helped out my composition because most of the rest of the painting is like blocked in color, whereas the phone case is white with a pattern, so it kind of breaks up that blocked in kind of look. Also, I know absolutely nothing about calligraphy, nor do I know how to do it. Something that I want to do with all of these characters that I draw is pay an homage to them by putting their name up on the artwork. So on my iPad, when I was doing the sketch digitally, I used the text box to go ahead and put Cherrity up at the top. And then I tried to make it look like it had a shadow, so behind the red color there's a bit of black, but that didn't really work out because, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. But what I did really like about how the name turned out is that I made the little dot on the eye a little cherry, and it had a little cherry stem, and I thought that was super cute. And here is Gracie's character Cherrity in my style. I really hope you guys like the painting. I really hope you like the painting, Gracie. Her hair didn't turn out as blonde as I'd hoped, and her skin didn't turn out as dark as I'd hoped, but I will be practicing. I will be trying to get better, and as long as I have more original characters coming in from you guys, I will get plenty of practice in. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the thumbs up button. It really helps out a lot, and also consider subscribing if you have not, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. Oh, wow. Watercolors dry lighter than what they appear as when they and I thought this design